Hi FlossTube, it's Lori McClary, textilist. Welcome to my channel. Hey FlossTubies, it's Lori. We're sliding into the weekend of, I think it's the 8th, 9th, 10th. I'm filming this early and I don't know when it will upload, whether it will be tonight, which is Friday, or Saturday morning. So we'll see how that goes. I've got a lot to share with you today. I have some stitching, I have some wool stitching, I have more bunny talk, and I have a giveaway. I have some velvet that I dyed. I talked about that last video. I just want to show you a few pieces, a little bit of haul, and of course some plans as well. So let's get started. All right, let's get started with what I've been stitching on. I did not get a chance to stitch as much as I had hoped the last couple weeks, but I still got some done. Last week, I think it was last week, the last week of March going into April was spring break, and my son came down from Washington and hung out with me. We had a fabulous time. It's always good to hang out with him. He is a great guy. I call him my number one son, and he reminds me he's my only son, to which I reply, that makes you number one. So got to hang out with him, and then the following, right at the tail end of his visit, I had my next set of scans, and I'm really happy to report that they came out good. So as of 15 months, I've had clear scans. When I went in to see the oncologist, he says it's at the 3-year mark that we can use the C word. And I said, the C word? What's the C word? He said cured. So they don't call it cured yet. They don't really call it remission, but there's no sign of cancer. So yay me. So that's 15 months. I'll have another scan in another 4 months, and another one in another following 4 months. And then I think they go to every 6 months. So it's, they talk about all of the things, with cancer and treatment and everything. They don't really talk about after treatment and all of the stuff you have to do, and I'm super grateful that they're coming out, but sometimes it can be a little harrowing, that couple weeks before you go in, and you're never quite sure what they're going to find, regardless of how you're feeling. But so far so good. So with those two things, I did not get a whole lot of stitching done, but I did get some done, so I'm going to share that with you. The first thing I did a little bit more work on was the ER 1821 sampler, and it's by Samplers Remembered, and it's a reproduction. And I think I mentioned before, this was one of the projects that was given out at summer school last August, and I finally figured out where the problem was with the bird, so I was able to fix that, and I got the border done. Did I get it all the way done? Yeah, I got it all the way done. So it met, and I got all the little white flowers stitched in. So that was probably going to get put away for a little bit. That tends to be my MO, is that I get a border done and then it goes away for a little bit. And there's a ton of stuff that I want to work on, which I will talk about later. But I did get the border done and got that stitched. This is being stitched on, let me remember here. I think it's 40 count. Let me look on here. Oh, it doesn't say. I think this is 40 count gray, Weeks Dye Works gray. And here are the flosses. I'll turn them around. There's actually quite a few for this little guy, but it's very pretty. I like how it's going. I love that bird. Really cute. So that was worked on. And then while my son was here, we talked about his sampler. He's super excited. In fact, I have to back up a little bit. So I have a, it's not a heaven and earth design, but it's like a heaven and earth design. It's a full coverage. Actually, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna grab it so I can show you what I'm talking. So this one is actually from Cross Stitch Collectibles, and it's a muka. And the name of the art print that it represents is Autumn 1896. And it is just gorgeous. So I had started this a while back, and I cut my fabric and I measured it wrong, so I cut it too short. So I got really discouraged and I set it aside. I hadn't gotten too far. There was probably maybe 200 or 300 stitches in it. But anyway, I was showing him a finished muka that I have that my friend Audrey Stitchy Witch 42 gave to me. I will, if I can, I'll insert a picture up here of the stitch. But he just fell in love with those. And then we went and looked through all of my full coverage pieces, and he said that this one was his favorite. And I said, okay, I guess that bumps it back up in the rotation of getting it started, because he said, when I die, he wants that. And I said, that's great. I don't know if I'll finish it before I die. And then he promised me that if I didn't finish it, he would take up cross stitch and finish it. So he really, really likes that. I think that's so funny and so cool that he really liked that. So that aside, I started the stitch that I talked about last time, the Stacy Nash Primitives stitch that is similar to the one that I did for the maternal side of the family. And this one's for him, for his side of the family. And it's called Butternut House Pen Keep. And I am going to be making some stitches on it. Or some stitches. I'm going to be making some changes on it, but I got it started. And while he was here, and he's loving it as well. And this is being done on 30 count gray, Weeks Dye Works gray, and using the called for DMC. And I think there's one Weeks in here. Yeah, Weeks charcoal. So instead of a black, it's using the charcoal, which I really like the charcoal. I like the variegation on it. So that's going fast. I'll probably keep plugging along on that. So you're going to see that pop up here and there. So I did get a fair amount done on that. You know, at least got some of the rows done and some of the letters done. I also spent a little bit of time working on my Mary Amelia's bird. And let me take this out so it's not all shiny. So this is my working copy of Mary Amelia's bird. And that is done by Quaint Rose Needle Arts, Macy. And this is being done on a 36 count hand die that I hand dyed. And it uses all DMC. And so here's where I am. I finished this right here, and I have started on the floral. This is so pretty. I'm really, really pleased with how this is going. And I'm starting to formulate an idea of the frame that I want to put it in. So that is the actual cross stitching. That's all I got done cross stitching wise in the last couple weeks. I'm going to set these aside. Sorry for all the clatter here. And let's see, what else do I have on my list? I wrote notes this time. It might be good if I had them out so I could see. Okay, wool stitching. So I belong to a couple of stitch groups. And because the last couple of weeks were really busy, I took something that wasn't so hard on the eyes, and because it's hard to stitch when you're tired. So I've been working on it's a quilt, a wool quilt from Primitive Gatherings. It's called Somewhere in Time. I started it years ago. So it's wool on cotton. And this is the block that I've been working on. So everything is already fused down. All my blocks are fused. So all that I'm doing is the stitching. So I have just a little bit more to go. Oh, I have all of the green to go on here. So this is the one I've been working on. And then there was one that I finished, which was, let me find it. This one I finished in the last couple weeks. So I love having fun with these. I'm not necessarily following the guidelines of what is supposed to be stitched on them. They're a little bit more stitch heavy than the original, but I'm loving how these turn out. So there's 16 blocks. I'll show you some of the others that I've already finished. There's this one. So lots of colonial knots. This is where I learned how to do colonial knots. They're not French knots. They make the pieces. They really pop out and they're so pretty. Here's another one that's finished. And I think this was probably the first one that I finished, and then I kind of got more into more decorative. So I'm probably going to go back in and add a little bit more to this one. Probably, I think I'm going to add some more yellow in here. You can see how well the yellow pops on the dark red or the red. So those are done, and then I think, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 11 of them that I haven't done, and I'll show you what those are. These are fused, but just need to be stitched. So there is some sashing that is intended to go between all of these blocks, which make it a really, oops, I just dropped something, make it a really busy quilt. I don't think I'm going to do the sashing with the wool on it. I think I'm going to probably put these all on point and maybe separate them either with plain sashing or maybe with plain blocks, so that there's a place for your eyes to rest when you're looking at all of that stitching. It also gives me a place to do some fun quilting. Just a couple, well, no, there's 4 more. Yeah, 4 more. So won't that look pretty with a lot of red on it? These were so fun to put together, and it's easy. It's really easy. I mean, this one in particular, actually, it takes you a while to cut out, but they're so fun and they're so beautiful when you're done. I have another entire Primitive Gatherings quilt that is done in, it's a black background and is done in red and greens, and I would really like to get to that. They have so many pretty ones. It'd be a great, if you like wool, Primitive Gatherings plus Buttermilk Basin. Those are both really good shops to check out if you want to venture into the wool. And they're different. They're different enough, but alike enough. You can kind of see, you know, as style-wise. So Primitive Gatherings, even though they're both kind of prim, the Buttermilk Basin is a little bit more, has different colors, and I wouldn't say contemporary is the right word, a little bit more cute. This is a little bit more prim, but they're both great. I love those. So that was the stitching that I worked on. The other thing I did was, if you've looked at my Instagram, I made another wool bunny. And this one had strawberries. This one's Beatrice. it was funny. I had thought of the name Beatrice, and then one of my subscribers also suggested that I needed a bunny named Beatrice. So this is Beatrice. She looks really great on this spool. And so she matches, or she's the companion for little Benjamin here. So they are so cute. And I have a few more that I'm going to be working on, but what I'd like to tell you is that I've been chit-chatting with Lorianne, the designer with Spotted Hare Mercantile, and she has offered to give away three free patterns to make the bunnies. And so she let me choose which ones that I wanted to give away. So I'm going to space these out over different videos. But the one I think I'm going to give away in honor of spring and Easter coming up is, let's see, what's this one called? Bunnies Big Carrot. So this is a giveaway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you put something in the comments, and I will pick something with a random comment generator picker. And then I will get your email address, and she will email you the pattern. So this little guy is so cute. This bunny is a little bit different than the one that I've been doing. The one have been doing is called the Munching Bunny. So you can see that it sits down with its head down. This one has its head up. It's just adorable. I'd hoped to get it cut out and put together before the video so I could show you a finished one. I just didn't get that far. But what I can show you is what I'm probably going to use. So I picked a couple of oranges. I have a really dark burnt orange, and I have more of a spring carrot orange. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. I like them both. And then I'm going to get a little creative with the bunny body. I have a lot of neutrals here. And like this herringbone, I think that would be a great bunny. This one is just more of just a stripe. These are all hand-dyed wools. Here's another herringbone that I think would work well. Might even try the houndstooth, but I'm not sure. I think I want to save the houndstooth for another tuffet like this. But I'm going to pick one of those. If you have any suggestions or recommendations about which one, and I also have just a nice plain cream wool, about which would look the best and which carrot color you think I should use. So I'm going to work on that probably in the upcoming 2 weeks. And then here's the green that I like to use. And I've ordered some more of this because it's really pretty. So again, this is going to be a giveaway. And what I'd like you to do is, let's see. Oh, why don't you give me a suggestion for the name of the bunny to be? That's going to be born out of my wool scraps, and also put in the word carrot. So your comment needs to have the word carrot, but also give me an idea of what you think we should call this cute little bunny. So that's the giveaway. All of the regular rules apply. You need to be 18. Please be a subscriber. Don't say giveaway. Don't say anything that would alert the people who like to go through YouTube and win things and then not use them. Because I would really like a subscriber and a stitcher who wanted to try those out to use it. So I'll also put Lorianne's information down below. Go check out her website. She has the patterns. She has bunny making supplies. And then also check her out on Pinterest, because you will see some amazing, just amazing little wee critters that she has created. And they blow me away. So that's the giveaway for this, this video. And I'm going to clean up a little bit. I have more things to talk about, and then we'll return and talk about those. I had one more little bunny that I wanted to share with you. This is a vintage pottery bunny. I would say it's probably from the 40s, possibly even the 30s. I don't recall, I think it's a McCoy, but I'm not sure. I think I looked it up once, but I've had him for a while and I just love him. Of course, I think it's intended to be a planter, but you all know what that's going to turn into. So I pulled out some of my wool felt balls and kind of tried them out. There's this nice little blue one, and here's a nice little green one. You can buy these online and you can get them many colors. I don't recall who I got these from, but I will look it up and I will put a link down below in the show notes. Here's just a nice neutral. I really like that one. This one here is not quite the right size, but I do like the lighter blue. So it's possible I might use any of those, but it's also highly possible. I have this beautiful Lady Dot Creates cotton velveteen in a color that I really like, and this is called Blue Fescue, and not really getting the right color coming through. Let's see if I take it out, if it will show up a little bit better. So it's, I would call it a robin's egg blue. It's not there, right there. That's the color it is. I love this color. So I may cover and stuff it and put that in there. I think that will be lovely. So just another little bunny to share. I like the ability to pop out whatever I'm using to make a pincushion so that I can also put it back, you know, display it differently with my pottery. But I do love this little guy. He's so cute. So another little bunny. Let's see, what else have I got going on here? Oh, I talked about, last time I talked that I did some hand dye some velvet. So I have about 5 yards of vintage velvet that I got from a friend of mine when she was cleaning out her grandmother's estate. So when we were doing that, I was helping her. That was probably, let me think of how old. So it was at least 35 years ago. And then her grandma had it for several years. So I'm not sure if it's a rayon velvet. I kind of, I don't think it would be. It's probably a silk velvet. Either one dyes beautifully. This one dyed beautifully. But I have a couple pieces here. I love how they turned out. I was doing some practice pieces. And I think I have one more dye session planned because these are more the blue red velvet. And I want to do some kind of burnt red velvet. But here's how they turned out. And they are showing more orangey red than blue red. They were actually blue red, maybe. Let's see. Nope, can't really get the color. But either way, this one's just a shade different than this one. But I love how they turned out. And then when I had the dye out, I just dropped this piece of Ada in there. And I really like how it turned out. So that's just some dyeing I did. I'm going to get the dye pots out again soon because I want to do some more. It's always fun when you do it. And I don't know why I don't do it more other than it can be a mess. I just kind of have to have the urge to dye. So that was fun. And these are going to be tomatoes. And speaking of tomatoes, I'm going to talk about some haul. So in the interim from last time, I'm going to get this before it slides off the table here. I did receive a little bit more of market releases. There are a couple, oh, where'd it go? There it is. So everybody and their sister are obviously getting this because it's fabulous. I got my copy of Keeper of the Pens. I also have a copy of the one from Scarlet House coming. That's in a different order, probably in the next week or so. But I ordered that, and I also, when I got my scan results, I did a big floss order. So I kitted up like 5 different things, but here's some of the flosses, and I will be doing it on the 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. I love the red that she chose. So this is one of the newer DMCs from the last 4 or 5 years. It's number 22. I think it's lovely. I love the colors that she chose. So I have some more floss coming to fill that out, and I'm going to get started on that. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first, but the one that's calling to me most is definitely this one right here. But I'm going to do all of them. So I plan a huge tray of tomatoes and pin cushions. Just, you know, anytime I need to have a small to kind of fill in, or I'm really tired of stitching on a big sampler, that's when I will be working on those. And that will be a long-term ongoing. I think I have another chart. I think it was Hands-On Design it was an exclusive from 2 or 3 years ago that has pin cushions in it too. I think the actual tomato is stitched as well. That's around here somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but if I find it, I will bring it out next time I show that, so you can see that as well. Along with that chart came the other Brenda Gervais that I ordered, and it's the Rabbit and the Rose. I know I'm not going to get to this for this spring, but it will be there and ready for next spring. So I'm already planning my bunny stitches for next year. And I think that is just adorable. She has so many great releases. There's probably at least one more that I'm going to get. So that was part of my haul. Oh, what else? Oh, this is, so my very favorite quilt store in Bend, local quilt store, is going out of business. Not for, well, they want to retire. That's why they're going out of business. I love the store. I wish that someone had picked it up and kept it going, but unfortunately not. But they've been having a sale, and so far I've been pretty good. But I was in there last time, and I picked this up. It's an All Through the Night, which is Bonnie Sullivan. She's a local artist here. She's about an hour away from me. And what has really caught my eye while I kept looking at this was the bird. Now, I am not positive I'm going to put it in a heart, and I'm not even positive I will use red. But what you get the pattern to do all of that, including the stitches. But with a lot of her designs, you get the fabric. So this came with it. So you stitch that onto whatever fabric you're doing. I may find some wool that's close to this color because I'm really liking that. It may be something like that with maybe some touches of red. I'm not positive, but it's so beautiful. I think this came out 2018 thereabouts. I'm sure it's probably still available in some stores, but I was happy to pick that up, and that will go into probably part of my bird display that I'm planning for my bedroom. So the Mary Millie's bird I showed you. There's a couple other bird patterns, and then this will be maybe some smalls that go around it. So that's it's not in the immediate plans, but it's not far away. Some other plans. I just day before yesterday, when I had to go into Bend for my doctor's appointment, I had an opportunity to pick up some chipboard, some backing board that I could cut to make my eggs. So I'm hoping that I'll get these done and displayed before Easter. They just weren't done for this video, and the next video will be after Easter, but that's okay. So I'm hoping to get working on those. And my other plans, and these are a little bit more long-term plans, but I wanted to share this with you because it was so pretty. So I was in Michael's and I saw this. Now it's meant to be, I believe, a jewelry case because there's hooks up here to hang things off of. But you know that's not what was on my mind. So I picked this up. I think I got it 40% off, more than that it might have been. And I will show you, let's see, I will show you in case your Michael still might have it. That's the SKU number. But this is going to be part of my bird display. And, you know, I'll probably have it open. I'll probably have some things in it. Right now I have one of my cute little I have one of my cute little candles. So I have this kind of sitting with my Easter display because it goes nicely with it. But I love this. I think it's gorgeous. I have room to put things on top. I have the ability to hang things in there. There's going to be some stuff in the bottom, maybe something hanging off of the knob. And what came to mind when I saw that is the there's a subscription that you can get with Scattered Seed Samplers, and I've got the last 2 years. I did not sign up yet for this year's. I was trying to kind of get back on my subscriptions, but I may change my mind. But I'm going to show you a few of the stitches that will go with this if you're not familiar with these. So the subscription, Scattered Seed Samplings. And the subscription, you pay a one-time fee, and I think you get 4 a year. So I have the last 2 years. This one I know is definitely going to get stitched and lay across the bottom because I think it's just the right size. They come with the fabric, they come with the floss, they come with a charm, and a needle. And I think I've showed these before, and I know other folks have showed these. So these are Tammy Black Scattered Seed Samplings. If you go onto Etsy, you will find if there's still room in the subscription. And of course, it started at the beginning of the year, but I know when I started my first one, it was kind of the middle of the year, and she was able to go back and catch me up all at once. So here's one of them. I know that's a for sure that will go into that display. I think this was the very first one. So that one will also be part of it. And look at the adorable little charm. It's a nest with little eggs in it. So just the right colors. I'm just going to quickly show you the other ones that have come with it. This one's called Spring Messenger. I think that was part of last year's. Remember Me. They don't have a date on it, so I'm not sure which one. I think this was part of last year's too. I could be wrong. Look at the charm. This was the charm for that one in the backing. Home Sweet Home. Is that not adorable? And look at that charm and the backing. This one I also believe, I think this was the last one of the first year with the bees. I think this will be part of the display too. And yeah, this was part of last year's because it does say 2021. Pray for Peace. And there's the finishing. Got a little dove with an olive branch and a peace sign. And well, this one's very appropriate for right now. Scattered Seed, I cast for the Little Wren Song for Me. So it's got the sunflowers and the little maid in blue and some beautiful ticking. So go check her out. I'm really excited about this display. Not only that piece that I'm showing there, but the other bird stitches that I'm doing, and looking forward to putting that display together. I'm not in a huge hurry. It's probably going to be done over time, but that kind of makes it more fun. All right, so let's see. That was most of my plans. Oh, I have one more to show you. This is my working copy of the new, let's see, what is it? A Heart Remembers. The new Blackbird design. That's my working copy, and I only had 2 flosses in hand. I only had 2 here, so that's a large part of my my haul that's supposed to be here on Monday of my big floss order. So that one will probably be started. I haven't pulled the linen yet. I probably won't. Excuse me. I probably won't pull the linen until I have all of the flosses and then make a decision about the count and the color and all of that. I think I do have what it's called for, but I'm not sure that that's actually the linen that I want to use. Okay, I have, let's see, I think I have one more thing to share with you. And I'm going to pause real quick and clear some things away and pull it out. Okay, so this is the second time I've videoed this portion. I've never done that before. I went through the whole thing, uploaded all my videos to iMovie, and realized that I must have not hit record for this section. So here we go. Way back, probably my first, second, third video, I talked a little bit about a product that I have been working on. And was hoping to launch, and it just never got off the ground for various reasons. I developed this back in 2017 for a quilt that I was working on, and I worked really long hours, then I retired, then the pandemic, then I got sick. So many things have kind of stood in the way of getting this done. So let's see, what would that be, 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago that I developed this. So I'm getting closer to launching it. And if you've watched my videos all this time, you know what I'm talking about. So it's just a simple little log cabin method or product to use. It's a little bit different than all of the other methods out there on the market. You know, basic log cabin is the same, but this just does it a little bit different. So what I'm going to show you today is a couple of samples that I'm working on. This is just a sneak peek preview teaser to show you a little bit about what you can do with this. Again, just a basic log cabin. These two samples are done in red and cream. I love two color quilts. I hope to put together some more samples again before I launch it. I still have some administrative work to do on the background. I need to update my logo. I need to finish up instructions, you know, some stuff like that. That's really all that's holding me back from getting this out, but it will still be 2 or 3 months. Yeah, I have a lot going on in my life right now again, but I am working on it, and I did want to put a little teaser out there. If you have any questions about what I'm going to show you, please drop them in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer them as much as I can. But without further ado, let's see, what do I have here first? I'm gonna have to stand up. So this is a sample. It's a 4x4 block. These blocks are, I think they're 10.5 inch finished. This is a jelly roll friendly product, but, and I'll talk more about that later. This is, excuse me, I hope I can get all of this in. This is a simple wreath with flower block. Again, this is just an example, a demo of the product. Now, the reason this is just a teaser is these are not finished. These are just quilt tops, and they will have wool applique on top of them, but this is the foundation of that wool applique. So this is number 1, and this is number 2. So number 2 is a red salt box. We all love our red houses. So I wanted to do something with a red house. This will also have wool applique on it. And again, this is all done with the log cabin. And I hope you like that. So just teasers, more work to be done. Hopefully I'll have something a little bit more to show you next time, or the video after that. And I think that kind of wraps up my video today. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me today, and always, you know, thank you for commenting. I love getting the comments. I try to acknowledge them, and then some of them I try really hard, and I've been trying harder to write you back. So thanks to all of the new subscribers that have shown up since last video. I really appreciate, and I'm glad that you're here. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe and then click the bell and decide how you want to be notified. Usually the one where you click on all is the best. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent about my videos. They're usually every 2 to 3 weeks, but it really helps me. It helps all the floss tubers if you click on that and subscribe. I think the last time I looked at my statistics, it said that about 35% who watched were not subscribers. So if you can go ahead and click the subscribe and click the bell, give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And also don't forget to enter into the giveaway. That you do need to be a subscriber. So that's about the middle of the video. If you want to go back and remind yourself, it's for the bunny pattern. And I look forward to seeing all of you next time. Ta-ta till then. Bye-bye.